Thank you for listening to the Midwest Horse Fair Outside the Arena podcast, where we share wonderful real-life stories and expert advice from the equine clinicians and entertainers from around the country who have been a part of the largest 3-day horse fair in the USA. Our first series will include several interviews conducted during the 2024 fair. This is Kelly Kinney, the Midwest Horse Fair Coliseum announcer, and we hope you'll all stick around and learn more about the fascinating lives of these experts outside the arena.
Welcome to the Midwest Horse Fair podcast. We are here today with Cole Cameron, and just thank you for being here for one and sitting down with us. But Could you start off by, introducing yourself, telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name's Cole Cameron. I'm from Bluffdale, Texas, a little town between Fort Worth and Abilene, and I've trained horses. I don't want to say my whole life, but for a long time, and kind of grew up in the Western way of life with my dad, Craig Cameron, and so I've been around this forever. So, I train horses, show horses, put on clinics, come to these expos, really just anything that I can do and to continue to fit into my schedule and keep on going.
So what is your specialty or your discipline that you work with?
I'd say my specialty would probably be colt starting would be the thing that I'm best at, right? That I feel like that I've really come to a point where I feel really strong at. I also, train horses. I'm showing horses in the cow horse world as well, and getting in that show arena. And so I have other aspects of my training program, but I would say I'm best at the colt starting at this point in my life.
Good.
Tell us a little bit more about your colt starting philosophy. I feel like me personally, it's really hard to find a good colt starter. And so what is it about that you do that makes you different?
Well, I think I've studied this for so long. I've been obviously, I grew up with a parent who has lived, breathed, and just done nothing but colt start colts forever, and has mastered it really in his own way. So I've always loved it. I'm passionate about it. I study it, and I try to really kind of I've really kind of come into my own. I feel like in the last couple of years, and maybe that just happens in your late 30s. Finally, I've gone through the ups and downs of it, but I feel like I've really learned to slow down and just have these colts just keep them really quiet. And if they're not quiet, I've learned to just kind of quiet them, and I feel like I've made it easy on myself and my horse. And I tell everybody in these clinics, I'm like, it's really easy, make it easy, And so I feel like I finally in my life, I can say colt starting is easy. So, and that's a good feeling.
You mentioned your dad a couple times, and I know I'm a huge fan of your dad's.
Yeah.
I grew up with Craig Cameron Horsemanship and RFD TV, every week, and so we appreciate that. But I know that on social media you guys go by Cameron Horsemanship now. So can you tell us a little bit about what's the difference? What are you guys going by? Is this a new brand name, a new philosophy? What's going on?
Yeah, we it was my idea really. He was Ride Smart Horsemanship for a long time, but his TV show is Ride Smart, and I wanted to kind of carry on the family tradition, but I just kind of wanted it to be simple, and I didn't know that I want to really be Ride Smart Horsemanship and have it be not our names, and especially going forward. Let's say my daughter someday wants to be part of the family business, and I think that she could be in that Cameron Horsemanship group, and we wouldn't have to, make a different name for her. So I kind of just wanted something that would last forever going forward, simple, and he was fine with that. He was like, that was more from the TV show. Let's do Cameron Horsemanship. We're Team Cameron.
Absolutely.
It's simple, Cameron Horsemanship, and we have the performance horse side, and we still everyone refers to us as Ride Smart and all that, and that's great. But
that's good to know.
Just kind of rebranded, but we're still the same.
And how is your dad these days?
Oh, he's great. He just went on he was branding in New Mexico this week at a 100,000 acre ranch where they were riding all day, branding 8,000-9,000 acre pastures, huge, like just country out there. So
sounds fun.
Living that good life.
I love that.
Yep.
Is he considered retired now, or is this still working for him?
He's definitely semi-retired.
Okay.
He's going to keep working. He does a few clinics here and there. He'll do some expos and stuff, but he's not riding a ton of horses. He'll ride 2 horses a day and stay busy. He's really like picked up on going to brandings. He loves brandings and doing like practicing ranch loops and different types of tosses and stuff. He's kind of like, I feel like that's where he's at in his life. He just wants to go be a hand in the branding pen. Good for him.
Yeah. So it's really on you though to really push this Cameron horsemanship forward, and
it's all me.
So where's Cameron horsemanship taken you lately? Where are you headed to in the next year?
I've gone a lot of places. I've gone overseas quite a bit, and this year I was able to do a couple expos and also multiple clinics in different states. We're also going over to Germany this year, so that's going to be fun. Right in the Germany and Netherlands border. I have opportunities to go back to Canada or go back to Australia, and I don't know that I'm going to commit yet to going overseas again, because it's just I need to stay on these horses at home as well. So, and we also have a little girl, who's 8 months old right now, and so I need to stay home with her and be a part of that deal too.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about some of the horsepower that you have at home, or who you brought to the Midwest Horse Fair.
Yeah, so I brought 2 horses to the Midwest Horse Fair this year. I brought Kool-Aid, who's the horse that I won the wild card on in 21. So he's already 6 now, and he's by Six's pick out of a running bred mare there, Pink Rapper from the Sixes. So he's kind of like, everyone wants to see Kool-Aid, but
absolutely.
He's not my main man. But
I think he's our celebrity horse at the Midwest Horse Fair. We love it when we can get a celebrity horse in, so we appreciate you bringing him.
That's why we bring him.
Yes.
So he's special. And then I have my other sorrel horse. His registered name is Smooth Counting Kickbacks, and he's an I'm counting checks gelding. He's bred pretty well, and his name's Zydeco. We call him Zydeco, his barn name, and he's 8 now, and he's an everything horse. I start colts on him. I can rope on him. I've showed him in the cow horse world. I've won all sorts of different things on him, and he's just kind of my go-to for everything. Just good using horse.
Great. So what do you do outside of horses? You eat, sleep, and breathe them. What do you do outside?
And now you got a baby.
Yeah,
this just seems like a lot. Do you have time for anything else?
Lately not much, because I feel like I've been doing a lot of clinics as well, and then I'm also trying to do some shows. So on my spare time, I'd say I'm trying to go to a show right now. So there's not much, there's not really anything else that I'm doing right now other than horses, because on the weekends that I don't go to a show or don't have a clinic, I'm trying to catch up on my outside horses. So it's full time.
Full time, all the time.
When you have people come into these clinics, what is your demographic? What kind of people normally are attending your clinics, and what kind of challenges and things do they like to work through? Yeah,
I've noticed my clinics away from the ranch, I kind of have a younger demographic actually.
Really?
I feel like I'm getting to 30, and I've had some. I had a big colt starting clinic this year in North Dakota, and I had a few in the 20s and quite a few in the 30s, and then not too many above that 40 age gap, and I was surprised by that, and in a lot of my dad's clinics at the ranch, I help him out with his clinics, and it's an older demographic. You get some young guys in there, but it's older. So, but I am seeing that my clinics, I'm drawing a younger crowd,
really?
Which is good. Yeah. But then a lot of them, you also have an older crowd too, there. But I still see, the older generation in my clinics. But I am starting to draw younger, which is good, because it tells me that, hey, we're bringing this next generation up with us, and they want to keep getting better.
Absolutely. And what are they interested in working on when they come to their clinics? As a 20-something, 30-year-old person, what are they bringing to the table?
Well, I think they're bringing pretty good horses to the table. Where these horses are better bred. Okay. They've maybe been to a trainer, or they've had help from a trainer, a cow horse trainer, or maybe barrels or roping. Like they're good they have a job that they're decent at, and they just want to get them maybe to be overall better.
Very cool.
I think younger people are watching these videos on social media and watching Run for a Million and all these different things going on these days, and they're learning from it, and they know maybe what better horsemanship is, so they're stepping it up, the bloodlines too.
That makes total sense. That makes total sense. So you, are attracting kind of all walks of life then in that case, and you've probably had some good students and some bad students.
Yeah.
And to all of our listeners out there, what makes a really good student, to come to your clinic? How do you become a good clinic participant that really gets the most out of it?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I don't think it is that this person has the best horse or they're the most talented rider, right? That's not the answer. I would think that the answer is the person that comes and wants to learn and keeps that positive mindset and that good attitude and who wants to continue to learn and leaves their ego, at the door. Mm-hmm. Can they leave their ego outside and come in and learn and maybe learn techniques a different way and not complain or tell you how they do it or who told them how to do it. And that might make, one of the worst participants, the ones that want to argue with you, and it's like, okay, well, do it your way then. I'm not going to argue with you with all these people, I mean, you're paying me. So if you want to just tell me how you do it, go ahead and do it, So I don't, I let that stuff go. And then I think the people that get really frustrated are also make, kind of tough participants. I always say where knowledge ends, where frustration begins, where knowledge ends, frustration begins. Sorry, It's been a long week.
Yes,
and that is in my mind very true. People get really mad when they can't get done what they want to get done, and that makes a tough clinic participant when they get angry. And then they get mad at their horse, and then their horse is frazzled, and it's just snowballs. So, so our good students, they come in with a good attitude, they leave their ego at the door, they want to learn, they're paying attention, they're not on their phone, they're locked in.
Have you had people do that before?
I have.
Playing on their phone during your clinic?
The younger people, yeah.
Oh, okay,
sure.
yeah.
Your teens and 20s, they're going to be on their phone. I'm like, put your phone away,
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
We'll do patterns or something, I'll look over, someone's like checking their phone.
Soak it in, be in the moment.
Crazy.
So these people are coming to you, when they want to improve on something, but and I guess you have access to your dad to look to for horsemanship advice. But is there anybody outside of your dad that you go to for horsemanship advice? Where do you go when you get stuck?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few guys around me that I go and ride with. I'm constantly riding with people better than myself, especially in the cow horse deal. I'm always trying to go and ride with guys. There's one guy, Terry Riddle, who he was the head trainer at the 4-6s for a long time, and then he's gone off on his own now. He's really talented, so I ride with him quite a bit. Another guy, CJ Shopville, who's winning a lot in the cow horse world, and I ride with him, and they'll break down my training and tell me how bad I am and then what I need to work on, and we go from there. So absolutely. To answer your question, I'm always riding with people.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I pay people, Jess, I was telling you this earlier today, is I pay people to make me cry when I go into a clinic.
That's right.
I did a Dana Kirkpatrick clinic and she didn't make me cry after the first day, and I'm like, what am I here for?
Yeah.
Make me cry, break me down.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. Speaking about, horse training, and this is not going to be an endorsement by any means, but, so you can't name brand names, but is there a piece of tack or something in your barn or your tack room that you can't live without?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, and that's my cold starting saddle.
Really? Okay, tell us about it.
I mean, I start more horses, than anything, and I just feel like I need that. Like that saddle is like, I don't know, it's gold to me. I bring it to the expos where I start colts. I bring it to my colt starting clinics.
What's special about it?
It's just I've just started so many horses in it, and it just has that feel.
Okay.
I feel when I get in that saddle, like I'm not going to get bucked off. I'm not, 9 times out of 10, nothing wrong is going to happen when I'm in that saddle. When I get into another saddle, I feel off. I just don't feel right. So that colt starting saddle is pretty special to me. I hope it lasts for another 20 years.
So you're flying with it across the country, and it has to come with you.
If it's a colt starting clinic, yes.
Okay.
Because I know I'm going to have to get on one, and I won't go away from the ranch without getting on that saddle on a colt. Yeah, I won't do it because I won't get hurt.
So what is one piece of advice you would have for somebody who wants to start a colt?
Oh, I would say start slow. Be patient. Colt starting it's not a fast game, and I think we are often in a hurry these days. We want results fast right now, right? We're especially our generation, we're interested now.
Well, in the futurity game and everything's got to be ready by 3 and 4 years old.
There you go. Yeah, but they still, we have 2 years to get to that point, and these colts, and there's competitions out there where we rush these colts in a short amount of time, right? And we see that and we're like, oh yeah, we can do that, but that's really not how we should do it. It needs to be slow. So slow down, be patient, wait on your horse, and when you rush those horses, you can really cause some problems.
So to wrap up here, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, maybe follow you as you go travel around the country, how will they do that?
Well, we have our Cameron Horsemanship Facebook page, which I think for us is our business end of it. We have our personal Instagrams, but we really use that Cameron Horsemanship page, and my website is CameronHorsemanship.com, and so I kind of go through all that. My wife Callie created my own website, so that's good. So I broke away from my dad on that part. So yeah, check out our Facebook page. We always try to respond and keep everyone up to date.
Great. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today,
yeah, you
Cameron.
too.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being part of the Midwest Horse Fair.
Yeah, hey, and if you ever have the opportunity to come to the Midwest Horse Fair, it's one of the best events in the country. I think it's the largest expo that I've been to and that I've heard anyone say in the United States, and I think that sells itself. So it's truly a spectacle of an event. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
It's a cool deal. Yeah. Thank you.
The Midwest Horse Fair is proudly presented by the Wisconsin State Horse Council Incorporated for over 40 years. Net proceeds from the fair are used by the Wisconsin State Horse Council to promote the equine industry through leadership, education, service, and communication, as well as taking a proactive role in the future growth and development of the equine industry. Thanks again for listening to the Midwest Horse Fair Outside the Arena podcast, where we share stories from expert horse clinicians and entertainers. We hope that you enjoyed this episode and continue to tune in every month and learn about the lives and hear valuable advice from the folks we are proud to have join us at the fair. Learn more about the Midwest Horse Fair at MidwestHorseFair.com.
It's not a horse show. It's a horse fair and you gotta be there. It's the great